Good day, dear students. The theme of our today's lesson is direct and indirect speech. First of all, what do we need? Change of pronouns. John said, I am coming. I is changed into he in indirect speech. Like John said that he was coming. The second change is the change of tenses. So we change present into past. For example, John said, I am coming. Am is changed into was. John said that he was coming. For example, you want to tell somebody what Paul said. There are two ways of doing this. You can repeat Paul's words, direct speech. Paul said, I'm feeling ill. Or you can use reported speech, indirect speech. Paul said that he was feeling ill. Let's compare. Paul said, I am feeling ill. In indirect speech is changed into Paul said that he was feeling ill. The next thing is the sequence of tenses in direct and indirect speech. Present simple is changed into past, like she said it's cold. She said it was cold. Present continuous is changed into past continuous. She said, I'm teaching English online. She said she was teaching English online. Present perfect simple is changed in indirect speech, like she said she had been on the web since 1999. Present perfect continuous is changed into past perfect continuous. Past simple is changed into past perfect. Like she said, I taught online yesterday. She said that she had taught online yesterday. Past continuous is changed into past perfect continuous. Past perfect is changed into past perfect. Past perfect continuous is used in indirect speech like past perfect continuous. For example, she said, I've already been teaching for 5 minutes, so there will be no changes. The next thing we should speak about is change of situation. In direct speech, if we use John said, I did this exercise last night. In indirect speech, we say John said that he had done that exercise the previous night. So this becomes that. Last night becomes the previous night. Change in reported speech. First is personal pronoun and possessive adjectives, as I mentioned before. For example, I is changed into he, she. You is changed into I, we, my, his, your. And your is changed into mine. And also adverbs of time. Now is changed into then, yesterday into the day before, tomorrow the next day, and adverbs of place. Here is changed into there. So, for example, my parents are very well. Jenny said that her parents were very well. I'm going to learn to drive. She said that she was going to learn to drive. I want to buy a car. She said that she wants to buy a car. Other examples are as follows. In direct speech, this is changed in indirect speech like that. Here, there, now, then, today, that day, yesterday, the day before, the previous day, tomorrow, the next day, last week, the week before, the previous week, and the next month, the following month. Ago is changed into before. Questions and answers. General question. Yes, no question. In direct speech, John asked her, are you coming? Let's change it into indirect speech. John asked if she was coming. As you can see here, in yes-no questions, we use if or whether. For example, can you play chess? He asked me if I could play chess. As you can see, we add if and change can. The next, actions, promises, orders, requests, advice, etc. is also used in indirect speech, but we use here Particle 2. John ordered Bill, clean my boots. In indirect speech, John ordered Bill to clean his boots. Object plus to infinitive. My teacher told me to study harder. Your teacher had told her to study harder. Mom can't attend my graduation. Simon said that his mom couldn't attend his graduation. WH questions. In direct speech, John asked, "Where is Mary?" WH question. In indirect speech, John asked where Mary was. The second sentence. My friend asked, "Where is Venus?" My friends asked where Venus was. Note that in WH questions, we use the WH word itself. For example, where do you live? The policeman asked. The policeman asked where I lived. We also change tenses. Who is that woman? He asked. He asked who that woman was. Other examples of WH questions. My friend asked, "How are you?" My friend asked how I was. Transformation process. First, put the subject before the verb. Second, change the pronoun you to I. The third, join the clauses using how, who, whom, where, when, why, and so on. Examples of WH questions. The first is, my friend said, "Where are you going?" My friend asked where I was going. My friend said, "Whom did you call?" My friend asked whom I had called. My friend said whom I was calling. My friend asked whom I had been calling. My friend said, "Where have you been?" My friend asked where I had been. As you can see, we change tenses and put if whether it is necessary. He asked me, "What did she say?" He asked me what she had said. He asked me, "When are you leaving?" He asked me when I was leaving. We use WH words. He asked me, "Who is coming for dinner?" He asked me who was coming for dinner. He asked me, "How many times have you seen that movie?" He asked me how many times I had seen that movie. So here have is changed into had. He asked me, "What time is it?" He asked me what time it was. He asked me, "How old are you?" He asked me how old I was. Differences between direct and indirect speech. In direct speech, I have no intention of quitting my job. In indirect speech, he said he had no intention of quitting his job. Or, can we stay more than a month on a tourist visa? The group leader asked if they could stay more than a month on a tourist visa. So, the next is, he asked her if the interview was finished. She replied that it was finished. Then he asked if she would like to go out with him. She told him she was busy that night and forever. The next task. In the above conversation, both direct and indirect speech is used. Read the dialogue and understand the difference. The next task is, yesterday you met a friend of yours, Steve. You hadn't seen him for a long time. Here are some things Steve said to you. I'm living in London. I haven't seen Diane recently. So later that day, you tell another friend what Steve said. Use reported speech. Like, Steve said that he was living in London. And the last task is, somebody says something to you which is the opposite of what they said earlier. Complete the answers. That restaurant is expensive. Is it? I thought you said it was cheap. So do these tasks. Thank you for your attention. This is all about direct and indirect speech. Goodbye.